Okay, 7th graders, happy Monday. Good to see everybody. What you have in front of you is your vocabulary list for this week from the book The Princess Bride. So go ahead and everybody take a look. What we're going to be doing with our words this week, same thing that we do every week, we're going to be breaking these words down into our columns, words I know, words I'm familiar with, and words I don't know. Okay? Now we are going to be doing something a little bit different with them afterwards, so do pay attention. But let's go through the directions really quick. Sort these words into columns, words I know, words I'm familiar with, and words I don't know. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Then discuss with your group members the words that you know and write a brief definition of these words with your group. Next, discuss the words that you are familiar with. Find the words in the book and using context clues determine the meaning of the word. Write the definitions of these words with your group. Finally, discuss the words that you don't know and write with your group using context clues and make up a definition for these words to the best of your ability. We will check the definitions as a whole group then. So afterward, just like we normally do, we will come back together as a whole group and come up with like some agreed upon definitions. Okay? Let's read through our words really quick and make sure we're clear on them before we move on to step 2. And I just want to go around the room. Who would like to read number 1 for me? Try your best. Well, concede. What page is it on? Okay, so number 1 is concede. Number 2? Somebody, anybody. Lainey. Strewn. Very good. What page? Okay, good. Number 3, Mel.
Desert.
Dessert, or desert. Good. What page?
154.
154. Next one, TJ.
Thomas.
Good. What page?
157.
Good. Ryan. Oh, next one, Drake.
Rhyme.
Ryan. What page?
157.
Good. Next one, number 6, CJ.
Expression.
Expression, or expressive.
Expressive.
There you go. What page?
161.
Good. Connor, next one.
Translate.
Okay. What page?
161.
Good. Jordan, next. Page. Good. Gibson.
Blake.
Page.
165.
Good. Number 10. Aaron.
Unsportsmanlike.
And the page number?
167.
Okay. Number 11. Almost done here, Mel.
Cunning.
Cunning. Good. And page number?
175.
175. And Laney, number 12. What was it? Deduce. Very good. Deduce. And what page is it? 176. Do we recognize any of these words? Raise your hand if you recognize any of these words. Do we see at least a few that we probably... I try to come up with a list this week of words that we're going to be recognizing and knowing more of. So there probably won't be a whole lot in your I don't know column this week. Okay, so what you're going to be doing first is, in your groups, your literature circle groups, you are going to be breaking these up into your columns just like you normally would. Okay? And that's just nothing out of the ordinary. Aaron?
Can we just write it on the second piece of paper?
You can do it on the blank space here at the bottom, your chart if you want, and just remember it's just the words I know, words I recognize, words I don't know. Now here's the second step, flip it over. Here's where it gets interesting. Here's where you have a little bit of a choice on what you're going to do next. Now what this is going to be kind of an interactive portion of your vocabulary test for this Friday. I'm going to be giving you, or you're going to be picking actually, what project you want to do, and then that's going to be factored into your test on Friday. So you're still going to have your vocabulary test on Friday. You're also going to be picking one of these options that will be due Friday, okay? Actually, Monday, because you're not here Friday. Here are your options for what you're going to be doing. You're going to be picking a project, or you're going to be designing your own project based on your vocabulary words. Everybody should be over on the other side really quick. Okay, here we go. Directions. With the agreed upon definitions from this week's list, complete one of the following options. Okay, and pay attention to the point breakdown, how much or how many points each of these is worth. Option number 1, somebody read that for us really quick. What's option number 1, CJ?
Option illustrate. Create a small illustration
Good.
for each of your vocabulary words. They could be drawn, painted, put in a small comic strip, etc.
Very good. So if you choose to do option 1, you're going to be illustrating. You're going to be coming up with some way to illustrate your vocabulary words. Again, that could be comic strips, you could be painting that, you could be designing that on Wordle, but some way, shape, or form you're going to be illustrating your vocabulary words. Mel?
Would it be like how you remember it?
It could be, but I want the pictures to kind of express what the word means too in some way. Okay, so we can talk more about that here when we get started. That's worth 5 points. What's option number 2? Go ahead, TJ, read option number 2 for us.
Option number 2 calls for partner up with your fellow student and create 2 unique crossword puzzles with your vocabulary words, then exchange the puzzles with your partner and so on.
Very good. And notice that's only worth 5 points also. Okay? Option number 3, flashcards. With a partner or a small group, create flashcards with your vocabulary words and quiz one another. See who can finish the fastest. Okay? And again, that one's worth 5 points. Option number 4. Connor, go ahead and read option number 4 for us. In the news, it's called.
Try finding your vocabulary words in another source other than your book. This may include newspapers, magazines, movies / TV shows, other books, songs, websites, etc. Bring in the examples if you can, then explain how the context that the word is being used in similar or different to our knowledge.
Okay, so this one's a little bit more complex. Now, if you choose option number 4, you're going out into the real world and you're trying to spot these vocabulary words being used somewhere. It could be in television shows, cartoons, it might be on the news, it could be in the newspaper, in a magazine that you read, on the internet somewhere on a website, okay? I want you to see if you can find some of these words out there in the wild, kind of, okay? And then bring those into us if you can. Now, obviously, if it's on a TV show or something, you might have to, like, grab a piece of paper really quick and scribble down notes, or I could try to find it maybe as a YouTube video. But if it's something that's printed, you could bring that in for us and show us. So if you choose number 4, you're actually going to be going out and seeing if you can spot these words somewhere else other than in our books, The Princess Bride. Okay? Now notice that one has a higher point value. That one's worth 10 points for some reason. We'll talk about how the points are going to break down here in a second.
What about like if you give somebody use something?
I want to see. No, I think I'd rather see something like I said, televised or printed somewhere like that. Okay? Because that tells me you're going out and searching for it, and hunting for it. Kylie?
Do we have to how the words are similar?
No, you're not. This won't be for a presentation. It could be. I mean, if you decided you wanted to, it could be. But no, this wasn't meant for a presentation. Lainey, quickly, and then we're gonna get moving. Yeah, go ahead. Option number 5.
Option 5, write your own. Use your vocabulary words in a short story, poem, song, or other form of writing. Be sure to use each word correctly.
Good, and I know a lot of you in here that like to write, so that option will probably kind of pique your interest. And then option 6 is your ideas. That's like a big question mark. If you can come up with a better idea, or if you can design your own activity, let me know and I will consider it. Okay? So what I want you to do, guys and girls, first of all, the point breakdowns, you have 5 points, 5 points, 5 points, 10 points, or 10 points. Okay? Respectively. You have to, whatever you decide to do, you have to end up doing something worth 10 points. What that means is if you decide to do option 3 flashcards, that's only worth 5 points. So what do you have to do then? You'll have to pick another option. So if you do flashcards for 5 points, then you might also have to do the crossword puzzle for another 5 points. Or you might have to do the illustration for another 5 points. But I will tell you, the crossword puzzles, if you go online, I mean, there are crossword makers for you, and they're really, I mean, they're kind of simple. And that's why I gave those kind of a smaller point value, is because a lot of kids want to do those ones because those are the simplest. That's not what this is about. That defeats the purpose. I created this because I want you to pick what you want to do based on what you're interested in. If you like to draw, raise your hand. Artists in here. If you like to illustrate or paint or draw, okay, good. How about writers in here? If you like to write stories, if you like to write poetry, good. So I want you picking your activity or your option based on your own personal interests and something that you would actually enjoy doing. I always thought work was a lot more, things went faster and easier whenever you're doing something you actually enjoy doing. So please, base your option that you choose on something that you are actually interested in. I think I have a variety here for you to choose from, okay? Are there any questions about what you're doing? First step is breaking them into charts. We're going to do our words I know, words I recognize, words I don't know, okay? And you're going to be doing that in your literature circle groups. After that, and you can still work on these in your groups, you're going to be choosing an option, and we're going to start working on our option. But remember, that option isn't due until Monday, okay? So your project isn't due until Monday for your vocabulary words. So don't think that you have to get that done today. Reagan? Can you do what? Not right this second. Any questions before we get started? Okay, go ahead. In your literature circle groups, you may start with your words I know, words I don't know, words I recognize columns.
Desert, rhyme, translate, tactics.
So you're deciding, okay, which words do I know for sure, without a doubt, I know the definition. Which words have I seen before, I've heard of them before, but I might not be super clear. And then the words that I just have no idea, never seen them before.
50s.
Totally foreign.
Expressive tactics.
So step one, go ahead and place those in your column.